Hi, this is going to be a screen share to show you how to use the Reliable Sources project documents and any other Google document that's well formatted. So here we have the topic selection assignment, part one of the Reliable Sources project. Now this is a big project and it's going to have lots of parts. So the documents are pretty large. You want to be able to get to different sections without having to scroll through everything every time. So when you come to the document link and you open up the document, what should load, if you're looking at it in a web browser, is the document outline or a table of contents. If you don't see that, you might see this icon instead. Simply open up the icon. And when you first open the document, this sometimes takes a little bit of time to load, so be patient if you don't see it right away and you don't see that document icon, because it will load. So the table of contents allows you to jump from section to section to section. Always take a look at this first. Read over the headings, see what is included in the document. In a well-organized document, the hierarchy of topics should be pretty clear because you'll have something like a main heading and then subheadings and then sometimes, but not often, subheadings under that. That lets you go directly to the piece that you're interested in. So let's look through the document itself. In the Reliable Sources project, you have a section at the top that talks in general about the project, and it will outline the parts of the project and let you know what part you're on. So this part is like the roadmap. It'll tell you what all the sections are and explain briefly what they are and how they connect. The next section down here will be about this specific part of the project. And so this is selecting topics, topic selection, right? And this will tell you what your outcomes are. It will give you an overview and maybe even give you some examples. So you can take a look through this section. There's lots of information here, but what I want to show you is another navigation tip, and you might have just noticed what happened. Watch the document outline to the left. As I scroll down the page, the little line here is telling me what step I'm on. So that's just another navigation tool, but that's not the one I wanted to show you. In a well-formatted document that is set up with headings, the headings can collapse. So you'll notice when I hover over the heading, a little title comes up, collapse heading. And when I click that, that whole section collapses down to the next heading of that same level. Subheadings will also collapse. So this, if you look at the document outline, you'll see step 1 through 6. Okay, well, step 1's got a bunch of stuff. And once I've already taken a look at that, maybe what I want to do is just get it out of the way. Okay, I already did that part. Let's collapse it. Now we go to step 2. And you can do this all the way down. It'll collapse the headings below that step. Now step 6 here is how to submit it. This is what actually gets included in your report to turn in. And so let's say I've done all that. You notice there's some headings and there's some subsections. When I collapse that, that whole part collapses down to the next main section, part 2. And so forth. So if you don't see something, like let's say I collapse part 2, and you're like, oh my gosh, where did it all go? Remember to click that little arrow to expand the heading. And so going on down, same sort of thing. You'll be able to collapse these different sections if you want to, and it will only collapse what is below that section. And you can always expand it out again. So make particular care to check this skill demonstration list, because another navigation tool that you have here, and this is only if you make a copy, your own copy to work with. If you're just doing a view only, you won't be able to save this, okay? So you can put that you're working on it. Oh, actually, it's not going to let you change it. So if you're view only, you can click the menu, but it's not going to let you change the status. So in your own copy, you can say, oh, I'm working on this and I've done it. So you can set that for your own copy. And it will give you some things that you're supposed to look for in all of these sections. And so all of these word skills checklist on this particular section is going to let you update the status. Now, let me show you another navigation tip that you might have noticed. I'm going to go to the top of this table that's got all these skills. Watch what happens to the title or the header. You see that brown line? It's pinned in place so that as you go through the table, it keeps that header section in place. That's also another nice feature. It'll do the same thing here for submission process down in this section until you get through the bottom of the table. It pins it in place. So the last piece I'm going to show you is the evaluation rubric, which is a really important piece because everybody always wants to know how they're going to get graded on things. And this assigns points to your rubric or to your different sections that are due. And what this has done is this links up to the section where the rubric is discussed, where this is discussed. So if you need to refer back, you can just go click that link. And if you want a shortcut down to the rubric, just use the document outline, it's the very last thing, and go back down. So this assigns a point value, and so on this particular assignment, there's 3 main sections. Talk to the AI, so this is all about using the AI. Topic ideas, so that's the brainstorming your topic part, and then the word processing skill list. And then there's a little section on submission to make sure you get it to the right place in the right format so that I can see it. Each of these has a point value attached, and so you can see the biggest part of this is talk to the AI. How do you engage with the chat GPT? There's several sections on that. Do you include the transcript link? And how do you respond to the reflection questions? That's the biggest part, so that's the one you should put the most effort into. And then we have your topic ideas that you're going to submit. So you're going to submit 3 ideas. You're going to give me a summary. You're going to give me the reason for selecting it, and you're going to give me a supporting article or resource citation. And so you can see in this section, the most points are, why did you select this topic, your reason. So make sure on that section, you elaborate. You tell me why you chose it. Why did you find this interesting? Always look at the rubric points so you know where to focus your attention. And then on the word processing skills list, this is mostly just a check off the item. Can you do it? And so the file name is important because that helps me organize your files. Paragraph formatting is important because that helps me read your files. And so pay attention to those types of things. And then finally, under the submission, if you go to that section, step 6, it'll tell you, well, let me click on submission process. You're going to download your PDF, you're going to upload that to Moodle, and then you're going to share it with me. And this is typically how documents submission works. Download the PDF, upload it to Moodle, and then have your share settings. Your share settings are really important because you have to have your sharing permissions correct. So you're going to directly share it with your instructor with editor permissions because I will go make comments on your document and give you suggestions and feedback directly on your document. And then you're going to also set general access to anyone can view anyone, not just people at VVC. So you have to take a look at that. So I included a screenshot so you can see what that looked like. So this is an overview of some navigation tips and the process in general. Use the document outline, use the collapsible headings to organize your space, and then use the links within the document. You can scroll back down, use the links within the document itself to navigate to different sections of the document that are referred to. Hopefully these 3 things will help you stay on track and use this document to its fullest. Let me know if you have any questions or if there's anything else I should have included.